Hi Ron, how's it going, man?
Good, good. It's going wonderfully, yes.
So how was your way over from Tunis?
It was great, yeah. The plane took off, stayed in the air, landed, and everything was on time. And here we are, safely, happily in Paris once again. Yeah, so all is good. I'm ready for tonight, ready to do the thing.
So what's the deal tonight? Where are we going now?
Where are we going? We are going to Matt's guitar shop. And I'm gonna do a show, clinic, workshop thingy, I don't know what to call it, just we're gonna have a good night together is what it is. It's almost like hanging out in this, it's not even, like calling it a guitar shop is such an understatement because it doesn't truthfully describe what it is. It's more of a showcase room. It's more, honestly, it's like a guitar museum because you have things here that you would only see at a museum. Like you have the original, I mean, God, take a look, check this out.
Well, the good thing is, when you compare it to a museum, is that you can actually play the guitar.
Yes, it's like going to a dinosaur museum, you get to play with the bones. So yeah.
So here is a hero.
And here you are.
Buddy. Good to see you, yes. Nice to welcome you in a guitar shop finally.
Oh, c'est mon plaisir. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, because Ron speaks perfectly French, but we're still doing it in English today.
Je parle très mal.
Okay, that was just his accent, but you got
What
it.
accent?
So finally, we are very honored to see you in a guitar shop because it's...
I'm never in guitar shops. No, I'm in hot sauce shops.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about maybe it's more easier for you to meet with Billy Gibbons in a hot sauce shop.
And
than
Eddie
in a guitar
Ojeda
shop.
and Chris Caffery. All of us. Well, you'll see us in hot sauce shops, not guitar shops.
So that's why I'm very happy to show you the showroom today, you know, with all those guitars. And
It's amazing. You
yeah.
have things you will not see anywhere else on the planet, let alone, I mean, together for sure, but just, I mean, that in the corner there, that find that you found.
yeah, so let's speak about this one. So this one is probably the birth of electric blues. That's T-Bone Walker's Gibson ES5 and
That's right. This is
From-
T-Bone Walker's ES5.
yeah, from 1949.
Amazing. Excellent.
So what do you feel about playing like that piece of history? Because we are big blues addict here at the
I'm
shop.
afraid to. I don't want to play this thing. It's the thing is like just don't even point at it. You know, it's like that kind of guitar.
Like the Spinal Tap thing at some point.
Completely.
Yeah. Because if we think about it, that guitar was the ambassador for like electric blues in the 40s and in the 50s, and it inspired like B.B. King's, Chuck Berry's, and all the dudes after.
Like literally, this guitar is this is like the pioneer guitar for electric blues guitar.
So, and are you like when because it's very rare, and I'm very proud to see you playing on that guitar, and especially like on a vintage guitar.
You could, like,
Finally,
pull off the frets and make it fretless.
exactly, and puts a piece of aluminium on it. But so finally, what do you feel? Because we never see you playing with vintage guitars. What do you feel about playing, you know, a guitar that we usually don't see you on stage playing with, and
Yeah, it's certainly a departure from the usual guitar that I'm playing. Where's the other neck?
yeah, exactly.
But, no, seriously, you find that there's just a certain quality about old guitars, the way they resonate. They just have something in their sound that only existed then.
Yes.
You don't find it anymore. And, you know, that's not an insult to guitars today, but there was a personality and a character and just you feel like you know the tree it came from.
Yeah.
Like there's a life to it.
But it's incredible
hear
that like nowadays with computers, with all the technology we've got, we can't recreate what they did back in the day.
No, this is God-made stuff. This is nature-made stuff, and you could 3D print body parts, but I don't think you'll ever be able to 3D print a guitar that's going to sound like one of these old ones. You just can't. It's made of things that just don't genetically exist anymore the way they did then, and you can hear it.
Yeah, it has a personality, and it created a sound that inspired so many people after. And what we are passionate here, it's also understanding like the genealogy of music. And finally, sometimes people don't realize that today's guitar players are finally inspired by generations by T-Bone Walker at some point.
Oh yeah, it's all part of the same tree. It's like the kids that are listening to Dimebag, you can trace each branch back to the tree of where it all began with the old jazz blues guys going way back to the beginning of last century. Yeah.
So that's...
And this is one of those guitars from then. This is like the real deal.
Yeah.
And you don't find this. You don't see these hanging up anywhere. Like this is one of the originals. This is like finding the missing link. You know, it's
it's and the goal of the showroom is to to have those guitars and to let people actually playing them, because it's very important in my opinion.
Cool thing.
And it's about to share.
You don't get to just look at it; you get to play it.
How do you come about composing usually? I mean, any particular time of the day, particular workflow?
I'll be driving, just start humming something. It's like, oh, that's pretty. And then grab my phone, like voice memo, like song idea number 378. Then take it home and, then I forget about it for a month and then happen to hear it again. It's like, oh yeah, I like that. And then finally record it. Yeah. Or just collaborating with people and we're just feeding off each other's ideas and one idea launches another one and another one and another one and just a song builds from there. Yeah.
So it can happen at any time, not particularly just on tour or in the morning after your coffee? Or...
For me it happens when I'm not on tour. Like I find that I'm so just immersed in music constantly that there's never enough of a break in silence to just sort of recharge the batteries and calm down from it all and let the internal music happen. It's all external on tour. And it's hard for me to do both. So I always find that I have to spend time away from touring and then the ideas start to come and I get into this creative mode rather than performing mode in a way. I mean, performing can be creative if you're doing a lot of improvising and jamming and things like that. But when it comes to composing and, just all of that stuff and the studio arranging and everything, that I need to be away from it. And then it starts happening.
Yeah, like turning a new page or something, having a fresh start.
Or switching hats or something, but yeah.
Basically, this one is a master tone, and if you want the T-Bone Walker thing, T-Bone was using because each pickup has his own volume. So if you want the T-Bone thing, he was playing this one in D row, and this one at 10, this one at 10. This is what we guessed to get that out of phase thing.
Then we have the neck. two together, see what we got. It should be kind of. Yeah, it sounds like it's a slight phase thing.
Yeah, that's. And if you listen to the old recordings, it sounds like out of phase, and many people thought like, "Oh, T-Bone Walker finally wired the pickup out of phase," but finally he was just using the bridge and the neck pickup.
There we have the sound, these two.
Yeah, these two.
Taking this out of the equation, just. This one just is very fat sound. I don't know if it's also the proximity is a little closer and it's really bringing more bottom, but definitely it has a very full-bodied sound. Now these two, let's see if does it still give now an out of phase off of here? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
All together.
Yeah, that's.
And for an old guitar like that, usually you have to fight them a little bit more. What gauge is on here?
Those are 11s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they don't feel like 13s or something that you usually find on a big old guitar.
And what's very interesting then, it's like from this guitar, you get to the generation of those guitars, which are behind you, which we were talking about earlier about like your 89 Les Paul, that is finally one of the only like whole guitars that you own. Yeah. So, and which I've seen actually like a lot of people around the world, this one back then. And so, yes, really to understand the whole thing between this one and finally the dudes who came after and with this model, which is a different weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So those are. We're really happy because we have the chance to have like 5 original Sunburst Les Paul. So this one is a 1960. This one is Dickie Betts from the Allman Brothers. Maybe the one he played at the Fillmore East in '71, which was gold top, and Gibson had refinished this one in 1974, 75, 59. And this one is like the mascot of the shop behind you. It's called Spot. And it came from Joe Bonamassa.
Oh, nice.
And this
He's got a great collection.
Oh yeah, he's a really good player, and yeah, he loves vintage guitar. And this one is really special. And behind you is a '60 again. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I think yours, just about the finish. This one remembers me yours, if I remember well.
It does have that cherryish kind of color to it on the edges. Yeah.
Do you have like just by the aesthetic one you want to play or want to plug?
From these?
Yeah. That's a good temptation.
I'm thinking the 60.
Yeah. So this one it's one of the few Sunbirds that was imported in Italy in 1960. It was ordered in '59, and it was only played by musicians. So, and you know, we didn't have in Europe like Bigsby's vibrato back then. So the original owner was touring in Sweden, and he discovered the Hagstrom tremolo, and he put one on top, and that's what explained like the horseshoes, thing on it. And after the second owner, put it back to the original specs, and his name was Franco Tonini, so that's why you get the FT.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, what the FT was.
Yeah, that's part of the DNA of this guitar now. But it's beautiful because it makes its own history, Yeah. So, yeah, you can check it out if you want. Yeah. One piece of history to another. Yeah, exactly. This one we can't put the fret off. And I'm going to show you like this one is probably the guitar that remains in guitar players' mind after they stop by. So we are very curious to have your opinion about it. those are the original PAFs, and that was on the guitar. This one is not original, but we find the owner that was the owner in the 70s. Then he switches. It was double black before, so the guy put a double double white pickup just to have a better sound. Because back then they didn't care really much about like, yeah, it's authentic or it's the original parts and whatever. So they just cared about the sound. And that one, it was the one of the principal Sunburst Les Paul that Joe Bonamassa was playing on tour for years and recording. And it is very special for us. It's like the guitar, the soul of the shop, a little bit.
Itself on that Marshall.
Should we give it a shot?
Oh yeah, sure.
Very bright kind of thing going on.
It's quite of angry.
It's a nice mix too. There is something just about a Les Paul and a Marshall.
Yeah, that's really
about it.
something like.
Yeah, they just go together. It's peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
It just works. It just makes you want to go Angus, you know?
I think we have to say thank you, Ron. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. A pleasure.
No, because I started guitar because of AC/DC. You didn't know that.
There you go.
I'm blessed to hear you playing AC/DC today. Yeah, we were glad to show you like around. And,
yes, thank you.
So tonight there is like a clinic, a guitar clinic that Ron is doing for us.
Call it a clinic, call it a show, call it a workshop, call it a hangout.
An experience.
let's call it that. It's an experience.
Yeah, it's an experience.
I hope.
And we are very glad to see you with Asia recently.
Thanks so much,
It was amazing. I was following you on Instagram, and that was really a blast.
To you, one thing I said that I would never do. Yeah. Heat of the moment, telling me what your heart meant. The heat of the Try to get it on there. Yeah, Asia, that was a blast. Great guys and just great songs and great everything, a great history, a great legacy, and I'm so just honored is too cliche a word to say what it was like to be able to just celebrate the band and John Wetton's legacy of music and how happy they've made people with it. So yeah.
So finally, a big, like a nice future coming for you. And are you guys going on tour? Is that over, or are you playing something?
We talked about doing more next year and more shows and stuff.
We want more shows.
Yeah, and hopefully we can bring it to Europe and
especially we have we don't have like the time today to show you, but we have Steve House double neck that we might do something later with. But I would be glad to see Steve reunited with his double neck at some point. So
that would be pretty amazing.
But so thank you very much, Ron.
Thank you
for today.
Thanks.
It was really an honor to see you in a guitar shop and not a hot sauce shop. Mm-hmm. And I hope like you guys enjoyed the video with Ron. He was a pretty special guest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
all
Ron.
very
Thank
much.
you.